Donald Trump, who was speaking to the press on board Air Force One a short while ago, and he did field questions about Iran. Let's listen in.
UAE, by Qatar, and by Iran. We're all set to go. It's about at this time right now, and Abbas and Pericle. We're all set to go. But when the allies ask to call it off, you got to sort of say, well, let's see. And the reason they asked is I think there's a deal. There's a deal on Hormuz, and then there will be a deal on the nuclear, or you might call it the denuclearization of Iran. I call it the denuclearization of Iran. So we're holding it, and we'll just see. We can do it anytime we want. But we were asked by the three primary groups. We were also asked by Iran, very strongly actually. They said, we'd like to make a deal. Now, I don't know what they say, because a lot of times they'll say that to me, and then they'll go out and say, we don't know what he's talking about. Obviously, they don't want to be attacked. And they knew the extent of the attack because they saw it forming.
What happens now?
Well, now what we're doing is we're talking to them in the form of a negotiation. It begins tomorrow afternoon, and we'll see if it's true. I'd love to do that, save a lot of lives, save a lot of unnecessary power, to be honest with you. It'll take many, many years to ever build it back. If it could, I don't think it would be even buildable back. So we had an attack that would be the biggest attack since World War II, and it would have been disastrous for them. And they didn't want us to do it. And frankly, Saudi Arabia didn't want it either. They thought that a deal is imminent. And the deal is imminent, having to do with the Hormuz Strait, and also ultimately the denuclearization of it. So when I hear that, I say, well, do we want to go and be this severe? Now, there's a group of people that would like me to just do it. And there's another group of people that does not want me to do it.
Does Iran have a deadline to come to an agreement?
No, we'll just see how it is. We're ready to go anytime we want. Would I rather make a deal? I'm not looking to kill people, because people die, a lot of people die, and we don't want that. So they asked us, Iran specifically, but the other three said I asked Saudi Arabia, the king, I said, the crown prince, I said, what would you rather do? Would you rather have us do this or not? They said, we would much prefer a deal as opposed to an attack, because you don't know where these attacks lead. I mean, will they be flooded with people pouring into their country and a disaster? A lot of bad things can happen. Yes. I don't want to comment on that.
Mr. President, why is the U.S. intervening to support the Japan at this time?
To support who?
To support the Japanese currency.
Because we have a good relationship with Japan. We're very strong, very, very strong financially. And they have a weakening yen, and they wanted a little bit of help. And we're always there for Japan. Japan's been very good to us, with the exception, of course, of Pearl Harbor. They were not good.
All right, so the U.S. President Donald Trump, this was a recording that was completed just a short while ago of the president on Air Force One as he was traveling from his golf club in New Jersey back to Joint Base Andrews in Maryland. Now, he was asked some important questions on the situation with Iran, and what the U.S. president has said is this. He says that there is a deal, his words, there is a deal regarding the Strait of Hormuz, and that in his view, there will also end up being a deal on denuclearization of Iran. Importantly, Donald Trump is saying that there will be negotiations between the U.S. and Iran that will start, in his words, tomorrow afternoon. Now, for our viewers in different time zones, he means Monday. So according to Donald Trump, just a few moments ago, there will be a negotiation between the U.S. and Iran to begin Monday. And he says that he called off attacks he had planned to carry out against Iran on Friday, and that he called them off at the request of what he called the three primary groups, Qatar, UAE, and Saudi Arabia, who advised and asked, indeed, the U.S. president to hold off on those attacks. In fact, Donald Trump was relaying a conversation he says he had with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman. We know there was a phone call between the two of them on Saturday. Donald Trump saying, well, I asked him what to do, and he said, we much prefer a deal. So that's where we are right now. Donald Trump signaling that there is a new impetus for negotiations and diplomacy between the U.S. and Iran, that there is a deal with Hormuz, and that, in his view, a deal on denuclearization is coming.